Into the head again, 270. That one just went through his body. That one's 120 there. That one straight into the testicles, and that's apparently it. One single testicles shot of 160 damage was all we needed. Let's confirm the kill. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to The Witcher 4. Wait, hang a second. This isn't The Witcher 4? You're telling me this is just Assassin's Creed? I really thought I was playing a game in the Witcher series. Okay, fine. Well, it turns out that Ubisoft have once again thrown their hand at making another fantastic AAA Assassin's Creed game. And whilst this one is fantastically buggy and very broken, it's still a very enjoyable experience, but as of course I mentioned, it's a brand new Ubisoft release, meaning that there are glitches galore. There's characters popping in, animations breaking, cutscenes not working, dialogue being completely balked. It's all there and I absolutely love it. But today we're going to be doing something very simple. We're going to be turning our character into an absolute god of combat, and at the same time I'll be showing you how to generate infinite money by simply becoming an alcoholic. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. It turns out the richest people in life are the drunkest people. This is of course contrary to most commonly held and popular beliefs about drunken people or alcoholics. However, from playing this game, I've come to realize that actually that was simply propaganda from your local government to try and stop you from becoming infinitely wealthy. So sit back, relax, and grab yourself an alcoholic cup of Yorkshire tea, because we're about to make infinite money via drinking, as well as also creating a wombo combo of a build which has actually no counter. Anyway, let's throw ourselves into this lovely game. Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the lovely world of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Now, unlike previous Assassin's Creed games, excluding that kind of broken one set in London, this is an Assassin's Creed game set in England. And not just any England, it's ye olde England, that's right. With places like Northumbria, Snootinghamshire, and my personal favourite, Oxneyfordshire. I love Oxneyfordshire. It's actually where I live, if you can believe it. My goodness, could you imagine that? A posh-sounding bugger actually living in Oxenfordshire. What are the chances of that happening? Now, this fantastic map is absolutely brilliant, but what this map actually provides us with is the information necessary to break this game. Because you see, there are several ways to break this game. In our case, we're going to be breaking not only the combat of the game, but also this game's very humble and loving mechanics involving money making. So, scattered around this lovely map, there are ways to generate money, literally everywhere. You could physically go to all of these locations and just sack them of all their items. I mean, do the classic Viking thing and just go to your nearest church and take some less than charitable donations. However, there are better ways of making money, much better ways of making money in fact. As scattered around the map, there are mini games for you to take part in, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, these are games where you can bet money to make money, and when has that ever gone wrong in history? The mini games that this game includes are actually pretty fantastic. You can do a flighting, which is effectively a ye olde rap battle, and if you do it well enough, you'll get 200 gold. At the same time, you could play dice, where once again you can get 200 gold, or you can do the drinking challenge, which, as you can probably guess from the introduction to this video, is exactly how we're going to be making our money. Because unlike Orlog and flighting, there is no limit to the amount of drinking you can do. Also, unlike Orlog, the drinking challenge is almost always a near guaranteed success for the player. So let's go to a very unique spot to do a very unique drinking challenge. Because the interesting thing about the drinking challenge is, like all other ways of making money in this game which involve betting, as soon as you've done it once, you can't do it again. Basically meaning if you do a bet with a character and they lose, they don't have an infinite supply of money, so they're not going to be able to bet with you for the next few days. Oh, also, you know, whilst I'm up here, I might as well show off another interesting little exploit. You see how there's a hay bale down there that we need to jump into, and if we jump anywhere else, we're going to take full damage. Well, kind of and kind of not, because you can actually block all full damage in this game without having to get a perk to do so. The way to do it is simply jump on off and then spam the heavy attack button as you hit the ground. And then what your character will do is, moments before hitting the ground, they'll use their heavy attack, and because they heavy attack the ground, they take no damage. This is even easier on PC because you can just rig up an auto clicker to your mouse button. Now, we are currently making our way over to the lovely Tamworth Fortress, which is one of these rare regions in the game where the game is bugged so that you can bet as many times times as you like, and there's a character there who doesn't really challenge our abilities. Now basically you unlock this drinking challenge pretty early on into the game. You just need to progress the story probably to around about the 5-hour mark, which is early on in this game. This is quite a long game. And now that we've made our way here, we've found the lovely Norse woman who wants to challenge you to a drinking game. And look at this, here is the pit that we will drink from. Yes, it's brown, it's murky, and it will probably give us a deadly disease. But I mean, when you're a Viking warrior, you're hardly aiming to live a long life into your 80s, so you might as well drink the poison death water. Now before starting this exploit, we have a small quantity of money lying around. We have an incredible and measly 1,000 silver. This is how much money I've been able to make by basically running around and doing a huge quantity of this game's quests. Also, don't question the stupid amount of runes I have. I accidentally found a way to duplicate them. It's fine, I'll explain later. Now, when it comes to making money beyond quests, there's not really many great opportunities to make a reliable income of silver. Sure, you could technically run around the map, steal items, then sell them on, but they sell for such stupidly low amounts of money, it's not really worth it. Look at these trade items that we've collected. Oh, aren't they incredible? Yeah, well, most of them sell for 1 or 2 silver. But what about drinking games? Well, we can speak to this lovely Norse lady here. She's a very simple person. Basically, if we manage to finish 3 cups of unspecified booze beverage before she does, we manage to win the prize. And now we need to decide how much we're going to bet. Now, we could do a small bet of 100 silver, meaning we only win 100 silver, or a big bet of 200, meaning we win 200 silver. At the same time, 200 silver is on the line. However, remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is the tutorial area of the zone, and also this is a very surprisingly easy minigame, although that being said, I might accidentally lose it first time due to my own sheer incompetence. So we'll go for the big bet. Right, now it's time for our lovely drinking challenge to commence. Unlike most other drinking challenges, this lady is definitely better than most, for the sole reason that she's a Norse warrior, meaning in comparison to the average Anglo-Saxon man, this woman can consume alcoholic beverages at a terrifying rate. Luckily, I am also very good at pressing the spacebar. There we go, we really are pulling out in the lead now in terms of our ability to press spacebar and drink this nondescript, strange, yellow-looking beverage. Things are going fantastic. There we go, we did it, ladies and gentlemen. The drinking challenge is won, and so we gain our 200 silver back, and with an additional 200, bringing our silver count up another lovely respectable 200 silver. But now, of course, if we really want to be additionally cheeky, what we can do is just speak to her again, because the interesting thing is, the game is meant to actually limit us to only doing 1 drinking challenge at a go, for the sole reason that otherwise players could make money too quickly, the entire in-game economy wouldn't actually function, and everything would break. So once again, we'll challenge her to drink, and once again, she's willing to do another lovely, perfectly balanced bet with us. As always, we go for the big bet. So let's challenge this lovely Norse lady once again. Now, she hasn't changed at all. She is still the exact same AI that drinks. There we go. We're ahead of her slightly on the first cup, which is always a great start. There we go. We're pulling ahead now, though our character is wibbling and wobbling all over the place. There we go. We've done it once again. Lovely stuff. And that's 200 silver that's ours. This challenge is actually really quick, very fast. In fact, you can probably complete this challenge every 30 seconds or so, maybe 45 seconds. I'm just going to round it up and say that it takes you an entire minute to do this one, even though this is one of the fastest ones in the game, meaning generally you can make 200 silver a minute. Now, of course, the lady that we did just challenge to drink there is very fun to play against. However, I understand that she's actually one of the more difficult drinking people to challenge. So if you are actually struggling to somehow beat this AI in a fight, then don't worry, I have the solution for you. Also, I love what some of the people have done with the screenshot mechanic in this game. This is just a lovely screenshot. I remember when they had this mechanic in Odyssey where players could upload screenshots and everyone can see them on the world map. And the tutorial island is just effectively a screenshot compilation of people climbing a giant statue to take pictures of its phallus. Anyway, it's time for us to wander on over to Walden. Although en route, I think it's probably time I show off an interesting thing that I've been developing. You see, as I'm technically only relatively early on in the game, my power level level is only at 46. I haven't got that many perks. However, running around the map nearby to me is effectively a bounty hunter who wants to murder me, who is almost twice my power level. This is a wandering bad guy who has a power level of 90, whereas I have a humble power level of definitely not 90. Now you might be thinking, well, Spiff, you probably can't kill them. And you're right, under normal circumstances, players don't really stand a chance against this bounty hunter. However, these aren't normal circumstances, because I've explored the starting area to collect all the items necessary in order to get the bonus of wearing huntsman gear. The increased bonus of wearing huntsman gear means that I have increased range damage when hitting enemies further than 20 meters away, which is basically what you're doing all the time when you have a bow. At the same time, if we take a look at my skills menu, of effectively me beelining my way to various perks which are completely and utterly balanced, provided they increase my range damage. My personal perks are that if I were to actually buy myself a predator bow, after shooting an arrow I can just press R and effectively yeet it around like a guided missile, but beyond that it's mostly a whole bunch of just base stat increases for range damage, which is exactly where you want to be when you're fighting against all these evil bad guys who are vastly higher power levels than you are. So let's try and hit this guy. There we go. Oh, lovely. They've stopped for me and everything. Now, we can do 217 damage and 139 damage every time we hit them in the head, which is a good place to be. At the same time, hitting them in the shield for some reason stuns an enemy. Oh, and of course, they will yeet a spear at us, but remember, we have a bow that does 170 damage to the head, and we can actually just stun lock them. I'm not sure what they're doing there, but they appear to be activating some kind of second god mode phase. Now, you will notice that I've almost run out of arrows here because I've mostly just been hitting them in the shield. And this is where I'm going to bring out my ultimate trap card, and that is to put away the Hunnish bow and instead equip the Spartan bow. This is a light bow, meaning it shoots quickly but does less damage. However, it actually does more damage, but we're not going to go into the specifics of that. And what's interesting about the Spartan bow is it's effectively a medieval machine gun, because we can effectively just pepper the enemy with an infinite stream of unlimited arrows and keep him permanently stun locked so that he can never get close enough to actually kill us. Oh, and there we go, he's dead. It really was as easy as that to kill someone twice our power level. Oh, you shouldn't be able to do this. So there we go, the evil bandity person is dead. We get 1,800 experience as well as, oh, a medallion and one of our light arrows back. Oh no. How on earth will we ever be able to get arrows? Well, luckily arrows are probably the easiest resource to find in this game because they are scattered physically everywhere. Anyway, we've made our way over to the lovely little village of Walden. Now this is a distrust area, basically meaning all of the guards want to murder us. Oh no, there's a semi-upgraded yeoman enemy here to fight me. Whatever shall I do? Well, I will just equip the fine hunter bow. Do I have any arrows for this? I've got 3 arrows. Oh, I don't think 3 arrows are going to be enough. Yeah, I think this is it. This is it, guys. It's game over. Let me just charge this up and, yeah, you equip your bow too. You missed. I didn't. I did 423 damage, which is an issue because this enemy doesn't have 423 health. They actually have about 200 health. So we kind of accidentally killed him there. And the thing is, sure, there's melee combat in this game, but melee combat is tricky. Like, you get hit, it does damage, it's painful. No one wants to receive damage. Damage is sucky. Damage feels bad, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not careful and you get into a brawl with evenly matched enemies in this game, nice and close up, suddenly you're going to be taking huge amounts of damage. You're going to be dead in like 3 hits, maybe even stun locked. Anyway, you're dead and you're also dead. Alright, now I'm going to do my classical journey of trying to gather some more arrows in this combat. What you want to do is just basically go near to any gatehouse and then suddenly, wow, you've just been given 11 arrows. What I also enjoy about this game is that once again the AI don't really know how ladders work, which makes them very easy to break. There's only 2 enemies left in this region. There's one guy standing here with a shield who I kind of feel a little bit bad for because he's dead. Right, there we go. I'm pretty sure I've murdered everyone in this game now. Now, all of these civilians are technically terrified of me, but it's fine because I'm not here for them. I'm here for this Anglo-Saxon man who's going to challenge me to a drinking game. Now, this lovely man once again is going to challenge us to drink. Unlike the other lady, this man is much easier to beat. The only downside is that he wants to challenge you to 4 cups of mead instead of 3, which basically just makes this minigame a decent bit slower. Although I have noticed that the cups are instead little tiny goblets, which don't really contain complain too much. And equally, this man's an Anglo-Saxon, meaning that he has practically no alcohol tolerance. So yeah, we're going to basically just absolutely traipse him. Despite the fact that we've made a few mistakes, we are massively in the lead and just guaranteed victory here. There we go. Oh my god, he is so far behind us. This isn't even fair. This man is so much easier than the other woman. And there we go, we win the drinking challenge. We get our 200 gold, so our silver increases. But then the issue is we can just speak to him again and challenge him to yet another drinking challenge. And this shouldn't be possible. For almost all the other drinking challenges in the game, if you bet once and win or lose, you can't do it again. If you do a flighting and you bet money and you win, then congratulations, you can't do it again. But instead we're fighting Anglo-Saxon man who couldn't even drink water. And the best thing is this man is one of the few sources of infinite money in this game, which makes him a very easy target for basically infinite money. Oh my goodness, this is so much easier. Okay, I actually even reckon this is faster than the Norse lady because the cups are much smaller. Now basically I've spent the last 4 hours of my life doing this drinking minigame, and it's gone quite well. I've got more silver than technically anyone reasonably should have, and the main issue with having this much silver is that it's allowed me to buy all of the resources necessary in order to upgrade all of my gear. So as you can see, I'm looking pretty swanky now, but more importantly, I've leveled up a few more times, specced all of the points into archery, and then of course upgraded all of my bows so that they do even more damage. This is of course perfectly balanced and completely and utterly not broken, because I now have a bow that does almost 600 damage, and I've only got a power level of around about 50 or 60. Anyway, let's do this one more time just to get a little bit of extra cash, just so I can get some of my lovely wealth back. But yes, this lovely man with his bottomless purse of alcoholism is the perfect drinking companion, because you are guaranteed infinite wealth whenever you beat him. Now, of course, famously, alcoholism is the source of infinite wealth and money and guaranteed financial prosperity. However, technically this is only a one-way street, because our friend over here to the left side of the screen who we're taking money from, chances are he's probably not going to have that much money once we're done with him, although he's never missed paying me on a bet, so maybe he also has infinite money. Maybe all alcoholics have infinite money that we're just cycling around with each other. I mean, who knows? But yes, the 200 silver we're making every time, basically every few seconds, is the same you'll make for an entire quest line. So why do a quest and advance your character and maybe get experience when instead you could just be mind-numbingly drunk? Anyway, just to really prove how stupidly over the top the power level system has now gotten thanks to the archery mechanics in this game, I'm going to actually just teleport out on over here and try and get as close to a nearby champion as possible. This here is Oscar. He has a power level of 220, which means that he has a massive red skull. What this technically means in practice is that we are guaranteed death if we try and fight him. Now, I like those odds, because when a game tells me that I 100% can't win a combat because my power level isn't high enough, I like to point that very same game to a system which has allowed me to put far too many points down the archery tree. Now, what's interesting about the skill tree is that it's not only just broken for archery, there are also a whole bunch of other destroyed systems. For example, there's a very interesting feature with the game at the moment, which is that you can reset the skill tree whenever you like. I actually absolutely love this as a feature, as it means you can have much more versatile characters. The only downside is that it means if you really want to break the game, like for example giving yourself a late game perk, simply just reach a power level of 40, then invest all of those perks in a beeline down the heavy weapons tree so that you unlock the ability to dual wield 2 heavy weapons, then equip 2 heavy weapons, then reset the skill tree and do whatever you like with your skill points. Provided you don't unequip either of those heavy weapons in your melee slot, you'll be able to dual wield heavy weapons without having the perk to dual wield heavy weapons. As you can imagine, this is very fair. Anyway, I'm going to go and murder this bounty hunter because I think it would be good fun. Oh, and I'm pretty sure I can see the bounty hunter. He is that horse over there, which is perfect. Now, what I am going to do is switch to my predator bow here, because now is the time to completely and utterly destroy this man's entire career. So what we're going to do is aim the predator bow, press R to then guide this heat-seeking missile. Oh, I need to aim way higher. Oh, well. Right, there we go. We're going to yeet this missile up over the hill. Oh, and I miss. I aim too high. Okay, well this hasn't gone to plan because he's standing too far away, which is frustrating. Luckily, any arrows we shot are fine because you can just pick them up off of the terrain of the map and they are basically everywhere. Right, come on, Mr. 180 power level man. Move a little bit closer to me. Now, luckily for us, this groundbreaking AI has seen fit to abandon his horse for the sole reason that 2 arrows landed in basically his local postcode area, and consequently he is now on high alert, which is great for us. I don't think he's any of these enemies, although all of these enemies apparently will also die to one shot from the predator bow. And I'm going to kind of elevate myself to the high ground, which as everyone knows is the best place to be if you're an archer. Okay, and I'm pretty sure that's my guy over there. Right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let us cause this mercenary a whole bunch of shenanigans. 135 damage, that's what I like to see. Into the crotch, okay, that one's decent. Can we get the head? Yep, 218 damage. And, oh, no, that one's a little bit too high. Into the head again, 270. That one just went through his body. That one's 120 there. That one straight into the testicles, and that's apparently it. One single testicles shot of 160 damage was all we needed. Let's confirm the kill. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this enemy was a power level a decent bit above our own, but luckily the predator bow does very much any increased damage. Oh my goodness. The only downside is we do get absolutely slaughtered by any and all local wildlife here for the sole reason that we are not built for this level. Luckily the predator bow can one-hit most of these wolves, despite the fact that they are definitely very high level for me. Anyway, let's confirm the kill. Ubisoft. Lovely game balancing, my friends. Lovely game balancing. You've only gone and done it again so that ranged weapons are still the most powerful weapons. Oh, we get 2 skill points for killing him. 2 more skills that I can invest in my absolutely fantastic skill tree. Right, I need to get out of here. I'm just going to get murdered by the local wildlife if I'm not careful. I've effectively created a glass cannon because sure, I can one-hit almost all of the enemies that I face. The only downside is that also technically some of the enemies can one-hit me. Like if that zealot had managed to get into melee range of me, he could have easily one-hit my entire health bar and I would have been able to do absolutely nothing to stop him. But by swimming across this river, yep, I've crossed from Lincolnshire into Leicestershire, meaning I am now safe and all of the local wildlife is scaled to be appropriate to my skill level. Although appropriate to my skill level is a very loose-fitting term because, well, allow me to demonstrate. Here's an enemy camp full of bad people, probably. I don't know, I haven't checked. Are there bad people here? Yeah, there's bad people here. Look at that, whole bunch of bad people. Now, they will attack us on sight here, but luckily I have myself my light bow. What is the light bow? Well, it's the bow that shoots really quick and also it kills people on headshots. So, you just do that and you've killed him. That was a 593 damage headshot. This is a light bow. It does so much damage. Oh my god, it's not fair. You know, I'm going to actually increase the difficulty to maximum. Right, I've loaded up Drenger difficulty, which is the most difficult difficulty in the game, and I'm pretty sure I'm now in the perfect spot here to have a lot of fun. So once again, I've got my light bow equipped. We've got some angry guards here, although there's actually, sorry, only one angry guard, and now that we're on super hard difficulty, we can still one-hit them. If anything, I think we did more damage there. We did 428. Oh no, game, what have I done to you? Thank you for the free iron ore and leather. Not that it's really worth much, because the issue is you can buy iron ore and leather. 30 iron ore, well, that's 30 silver. 30 leather, that's also 30 silver. And considering you can make 200 silver every 30 seconds, it actually means going out and doing raiding camps just isn't efficient. It makes much more sense just to kill everything. Ladies and gentlemen, did you know that this game doesn't actually support civilian casualties? I know, it's absolutely wild. Like, look at this. There's a civilian here. I want to murder them. Where's the civilian running off to? There's no escape, civilian, my friend. Wow, it doesn't even tell me how much damage I caused. They just die. Of course, civilian casualties apparently in this game mean that you get yeeted out of the simulation. Anyway, let's go kill this guard here. Yeet! Into the head. Lovely stuff. Absolutely majestic. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, naturally, we have to do what all classic alcoholics have to do, which is that despite the fact that we have become so powerful that we could probably defeat God with just a single bow hit, it matters little when it comes to defeating gods when you have such a crippling alcohol dependency as our lovely hero here. Consequently, no matter where we go, we always have to return back to this lovely village within at least 40 minutes of leaving living so that we can simply drink from this unknown barrel of unlimited alcohol and enjoy the benefits that come with crippling alcoholism, like infinite money and many friends who can't remember your names. Truly is a life of stardom and success. Now I'm even playing the game on the hardest difficulty mode here, but still we're able to just get infinite money from this. We are over an entire cup ahead of this lovely person here. There we go, we're bam, easy peasy. And we can just do it all over again. Yes. Sure, losing your vision, the ability to walk, and dying is all negatives, but when you put that alongside the benefits of infinite wealth and power, is it really a trade-off? Yes, the dependency. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you found this video entertaining, exciting, or informative, feel free to give it a like and hop on down into the comment section to recommend therapists for our lovely hero, because trust me, he's going to need several stomach pumps and lots of therapy sessions to try and solve his alcohol dependency. There we go, we did it. We are so fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So much money. Well, as always, ladies and gentlemen, if you've enjoyed today's episode, then feel free to give it a like, as it does massively help us out. Each like on today's video is another shot for our lovely hero Eivor here, meaning that if this video achieves 5,000 likes, he will probably be dead by tomorrow. That decision is in your hands. Poor Eivor. I'm never going to be able to play this game again. My character will be dead. Oh, this poor guy. Well, as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. If you're new here, do consider subscribing, because this channel is filled with lovely game breaks, exploits, you name it. We destroy games and we show you how to play them in a perfectly balanced way. And of course, a massive thank you to each and every one of our majestic patrons who make these videos all the more possible. We've lots of fun upcoming plans for Christmas, and basically all of them are being funded off of the back of the Patreon, so thank you very much. And hey, as always, if you sat there wondering what video you'd like to watch next on YouTube, because remember, our lovely YouTube overlords won't accept you leaving the platform, and so consequently it's up to me to recommend what video you watch next. And in this case, it's going to be this lovely one on screen, hand chosen by myself to be absolutely perfect for you. So have an absolutely lovely day, give this video a watch, and I will see you in the next one.